That's why you pay everyone. Everyone from my company gets a minimum of $150,000, with the exception of the choir. The choir, I'm not paying the $150,000. They're not worth it because they just sing for a few songs. The choir, I'll pay a good like I don't know 25K. Pay the choir a nice 25K to sing, and then the musicians who play the beats, I'll pay them $150,000. That way they work hard for me, and I'll hire Hans Zimmer to compose the music. To compose the music. I don't know who I want to hire. I don't know who I want to conduct the choir, but I mean, Hans Zimmer probably knows some good conductors to conduct the music, obviously. But Hans Zimmer will be composing the music, and I'll pay him a nice 2.7 million, which is a nice paycheck for because he's a big composer. You have to pay him his millions, obviously. The way he works hard for you, obviously. And I heard he demands like 2 million per score. Hence why I'm paying him like $2 million, $2.1 million in American, whatever it is, to compose Zanus, which is a nice paycheck for a composer, obviously. Right. And the musicians and all of them, they all get the buffet too, obviously. Right. So there's gonna have to be there's gonna be people who are gonna have to what? So there's gonna have to be some chefs for what? For the musicians too, obviously, right? A couple chefs are gonna have to be there to cook the food for the musicians and all of them. Because the musicians are gonna be in a town hall composing the music. You have to rent the town hall. They're gonna be composing the music, obviously. That's why Scorsese will be a top notch company, man. You're looking at the best company. You're looking at the best brand in the film entertainment business, man. That's top notch. As no company spoils you the way Skyster spoils you. Yeah, a lot of companies. Not a lot. Yeah, yeah. A lot of companies. What? Yeah, a lot of companies. Yeah, a lot of companies. What? Um, spoil some of the employees a little bit, obviously. Like like I heard in the big four sport leagues like NFL, NHL, MLB, and like you know what I'm saying. I heard the players get nice buffets and all that stuff. But even if they get nice buffets, no company is like Skysters. No company spoils their employees like Skysters does. Because Skysters not only gives you a nice buffet, they fly you proudly on my nice private jet. Obviously, you get a $2,000 gift card, and I spoil you with one parties. Awesome. I ended off with a nice luxury hotel party, whereas no company does that. No company ends it off with a nice luxury hotel party. In Hollywood, they have parties, they have after parties on stuff, but they're not on the same level as Skyscrapers. Skyscrapers, I'm renting a nice luxury hotel, the Burgess Ark Resort for my party, for my red carpet. Skyscrapers doesn't do red carpets at a hotel. They do red carpet at some. They do red carpet at what in the some building. Whereas me, I'm doing all my red carpets at a hotel, which is very very cool. So everyone sells in the hotel, and then when everyone sells in the hotel, I host the red carpet at the hotel, which is fucking cool. And after the red carpet event, I do a 2 day luxury hotel party event for 2 days. All you can drink alcohol for all the actors and the crewmen, man. Partying up inside and out. Hire a good like two DJs is enough. Hire a good two DJs. What one DJ will be outside, another DJ's inside. You don't need to hire one DJ. Hire one or two DJs is enough. Hire two DJs, and that way they for the music, and the whole crewman and the actors they get all you can drink alcohol for the party. And they get the party up for 2 days, man. 2 fucking days, which is fucking cool. As Hollywood doesn't do that. Hollywood can't afford that. Hollywood can't afford to do that, man. Because my budget's so big, of 970 million, I can easily afford to put 10 million towards my luxury hotel party and the 2 day luxury hotel party event at the Bergen Star Resort. Bergen Star Resort, I believe, is the best. It's one of, if not the best, hotel in Switzerland. It's a top notch luxury hotel. And for the organization movie, The Greatest Hero, I'm renting one in Italy. There's something top notch for that. Hence why everyone's gonna beg because in Hollywood they know they're not gonna get this, man. Hollywood, yeah, they have staff parties. Last day of filming staff parties, but it's probably some cheesy party, and they have the after parties at the what? They have the after parties at the red carpet and the awards and all that stuff. But even then, that's nothing compared to the experience you're gonna get in a luxury hotel, which is fucking much cooler, obviously. Hence why all the Hollywood actors are gonna so badly want to work from your life. And all those actors chosen for Zanus, the two actors chosen for the organization movie, they're gonna beg their fucking asses off me to resign them. They're gonna beg, man. When I mean beg, I'm not talking about some simple begging. I'm talking about they're really, really gonna beg, man. Because they want to be saved. They don't want to be left behind. At the same time, I gave them the freedom. As there's no such thing as freedom. Freedom is worth a lot more than money. Hence why these actors are gonna really, really beg their asses off. Because they want to be saved, and Skyscraper is better than Hollywood. And they want to be free. They want to be rich and free. They don't want to be rich and be a dirty slave. But in this world, you have no choice. If you want to be rich, you have to what? You have to sell your soul. That's how it works. Obviously, right? That's how it works in this world. Right? That's how top notch my Scottish company is. Again, you guys can see the future. You know how top notch my company will be, man. As in a couple years from now, I'll be starting Scottish with my wife. And you're still taking for granted. Because once I make that Swimming the Sharks video, all you have left is my final announcement and my Lord of the Rings series videos. Once I make that final announcement, that is it for Avenue Mirror. I'm going to get a smoke, enjoy myself, and I'm going to let my stepfamily know I'm done my book. Once they sit me upstairs and I find out how wicked you really are, we trap me with selling and sharing with my wife with millions of people for the rest of my life. You guys are fucking crazy, messed up people. And see my glory and take control of my finances, or die for a fresh wife and financial control and get my freedom. I'm choosing death. I'm not going to do like that. That is the last time you're ever going to. I break down tears. I get this video over with. I'm in that room. I'm out and I wake up. Once I wake up, my debt is not paid. You guys will know that I woke up because I have the keys, obviously. My debt's not paid. And you guys are going to cry your eyes out because I'm going to figure out how wicked and evil you really are. And once I pay my debt, you got your mess in both IMVs. Like, you guys are selfish people. You got your bullshit sex. Now in IMVs, you're king and queen. Leave them the fuck alone. And because they're now king and queen, you're now banned from their glory because you chose what? You chose bullshit sex over IMVJ's amazing glory. Hence, you get what you fucking deserve. You would have seen my glory in Hollywood as you just let me and my wife be together and open doors for me and her. Because me and my wife are God, we deserve to make free money because we created the fucking universe. Just like the step families deserve to make free money because they're the gatekeepers. So the step families can make their free money because they're the gatekeepers. Everyone respects them. But Ivan and Vijay, who created the universe, have to pay a price to make money in this world and to be in a fucking relationship. Fucking hypocrites, man. The step families didn't have to pay a price to make money. Yet Ivan has to pay a price to make money even though he's gone and he created the universe. And you know I'm worth that free money because you can't leave me alone. Hence it begs the question, why did you make me pay this fee? We made you pay this fee because we wanted to see you have sex. Yeah, I'm not fucking stupid. It's not because of the free money. You know I'm worth the free money because I'm God and I created the universe. At the same time, you can't leave me alone, hence I'm worth the free money. Because I created a universe, it's within my right to make free money because I'm the one who created this fucking universe. Just like the step families can make their free money because they're the fucking gatekeepers and they rule the financial system in the world. And so they're the only people who can make their free money, obviously. Right? Yeah, there you go. Shut you up for good men. Fucking double standards, hypocrites. Obviously. So the countdown's ticking. You only have a month and what? I don't know. Today's the 19th. So you have a month and 11 days left of Live in America on YouTube. And after that, I'm done. When I say I'm done, I mean I'm really, really done. I'm not. Once I pay this fee and I'm king, I'm no longer going to think of myself as a channel. All I'm going to think about is living the life of my wife forever in this world. And once I'm king and I'm a billionaire and I'm living the life and I'm experiencing that fame, that world international fame, I start the process of Skyscraper. I'm now a movie star. The doc team's filming me. I'm a famous celebrity. I'm going to totally forget about my own fucking life. I'm not even going to think of my Stupid Sabotage channel. Right now, I make videos for you because I'm poor, I'm sabotage, I'm not king, I'm not with my wife, I'm not famous, obviously. But once I'm a multi-billionaire, I'm famous, I'm a movie star, I'm no longer going to think of myself as a channel. All I'm going to think about is spending time with my wife, traveling the world, enjoying my $100 million rooftop condo, buying my nice clothes. I'm going to have a nice set of clothes for myself, buying my nice cologne set. My wife will get her nice perfume set, which she most likely will, obviously. I'm gonna tell her don't go overboard with the perfume. But Victoria Justice can get a nice perfume line for herself, man. Go to the top-notch stores, get a nice. I'm not ever gonna think of myself as shadow once I'm king. Once I'm a billionaire, I'm living the life. I have all this money. I'm a movie star. Especially once the doc and once I'm in the process of starring Sky Source and the doc team's filming me and I see the first doc trailer. I'm filming my movie and I see the movie, I'm going to totally figure out my Super Sabotage channel. That's all I'm going to think about. Is I can't wait to watch that movie. I can't wait to watch that doc because I'm not even going to think of my Super Sabotage channel. Because that's how amazing a life more I'm going to live. It's finally gonna hit your minds. Yeah, Ivan. In other words, once Xanth gets released, and you see Ivan's final announcement like 6 years ago. Ivan made his final announcement like 5 6 years ago. You guys are gonna go back and be like, yeah, Ivan and VJ totally forgot about their old life. Yeah, man. Ivan and VJ, Ivan's famous now. He's a multi-billionaire, he's living a life. He totally forgot about his old life. Obviously, he totally forgot about his old life. Obviously. I remember one of my bosses at Cora's, he told me, he's like, Ivan, remember me. I remember he told me that. And I wondered why he told me that back then, but now I know why he said that. Because once I'm king, I'm totally gonna forget about my old life. Hence, I'm not. Hence why it's gonna be so bad that all the people who knew my life will be like, "Oh my God, does Ivan even remember me? Does Ivan even remember me?" Because now I'm so famous. I'm a multi-billionaire. I'm a famous celebrity, the most famous man in the world. I'm a movie star. All these people who knew my life are gonna be like, "Oh my God, did Ivan even remember me? Did he remember me? Did he remember me like when he was poor and all that stuff?" Because now I'm a famous movie star. Yeah, that's how sad it's gonna be. People are even going to be like, does VJ even remember me? Because now VJ is a famous celebrity. Yeah, she's famous in Hollywood, her career sabotaged, but now she's queen and she's acting in a movie with Ivan. She's a multi-billionaire with Ivan. She's living a life. A lot of people are also going to say, hey, did VJ remember me? Because now VJ is what, queen with Ivan, obviously. That's how missed my series will be, man. My series will be missed. Missed for generations. And all the new generations who watch my movies, they're all gonna what? Most likely they're all gonna cry, man. I don't know, 30 years from now, the new generation watches my videos, you see the 30 years ago. Oh my God, like this is before Ivan was king. It's gonna be so weird. They're gonna watch my videos when I talk about planning my Skyscraper's company, my 5 movies, and all of a sudden, in 30 years from now, I already released my 5 movies. You see my Skyscraper's company, the doc. Oh my God, Ivan planned out his sky. They're gonna be like, oh my God, Ivan planned out his own Skyscraper's company before he became king. Yeah, that's how Sass will be. And hence, the new generation's gonna cry, and they're gonna feel like shit too. Obviously, they're not gonna feel like shit compared to you guys because you guys knew what it was like to see me poor, whereas they grew up seeing me rich. Obviously, hence it's hard for them to picture me poor. Obviously, whereas you guys you know what it's like to see me poor. Hence why you're gonna be like, yeah, I remember Ivan when he was poor, man. I remember when Ivan was poor. I remember when he made videos on Salvador's channel. I remember when Ivan's videos just got released like 30 years ago. I remember that, you know what I'm saying? And you guys are like, oh my God, like what was it like when Ivan was poor, man? Like 60 years from now, you guys are going to tell your grandkids, all you millennials and Gen Zs, right? You're all going to tell your grandkids, they're all going to ask you, hey, what was it like decades ago when Ivan was poor? Yeah, I remember when Ivan was poor, you know what I'm saying? I went to school with him. I was a so-called friend. He slept over at my house. I got drunk with him. I got high with him. You know what I'm saying? We did this together. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I remember when he was poor, man. I remember when he was poor, when he was lost. He wrote his own book. He saved his wife, and now he made his billions for him and his wife. Now him and his wife are what? Are multi-billionaires. It's gonna be so sad, man. And I told you, me and my wife are gonna know what the world's gonna look like in 2100. Whereas the only people who are gonna know what the world's gonna look like in 2100 are the people who are born now, pretty much. The people who are born now in 2100, they're all going to be fucking old. They're going to be in their 80s. But they're at least going to know what the world's going to look like in the next century, obviously. Whereas all you millennials, Gen Xers, baby boomers, all the baby boomers, Gen Xers, the millennials, right? All you guys will not live long enough to see the world in 2100, man. You guys will be dead by then. As most people make it to 70, 80 years old these days. And you guys will know, whereas me and my wife are going to know what the world's going to look like in 2100. Because we created the universe, we're going to be living forever in this world. Hence the setup, obviously. Ivan and VJ are king and queen, living a life, and they're living forever in this world where we're all left behind. In a couple of decades, a lot of us are going to grow old and die. Our kids are going to grow old and die. Our grandkids are going to grow old and die. And even then, Ivan and VJ continue to live on. I'm going to know what the world's going to look like in 2100. You're looking at something super advanced. Whereas none of you guys are going to get to know what the world will like in 2100. Except for the people who are born now. But the people who are born now in 2100, they're going to be fucking old. So even though they're going to know what the world's going to look like, they're going to be old. And they're going to wish they were born in a younger generation. Obviously. That's how missed my series will be, man. As once I make that final announcement, that is it for Ivan Amir. I'm not making any more videos for it. I'm going to keep saying that, man. Because I don't play around with death. I don't play around with this mess. You caused a mess in my life when I didn't do anything wrong. I don't play around with death. If death doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. If killing this man's wake you up, I don't know what will, because you guys are fucking crazy people, man. You think after causing a mess in my life and killing me, you don't talk about me in the public, like you sabotage my channel, you act like you don't even watch the videos. I'm gonna take my time and use them. Why could you do like that, man? You want me to make videos for you, do the right thing and put my stats on. The only way I'll ever make videos for you after what you did to me is if you put my stats on, you talk about me in the public eye. But you're not gonna do that because I didn't sell, hence you reap what you sow. I have no merit, be kept behind. He's not gonna do like that. Right? Now going back to Lord of the Rings, I'm gonna keep saying this. For me personally, all you Lord of the Rings fans, J.R. Tolkien's J.R. Tolkien's there's a mosquito here. J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings series, for me personally, is a bit boring in my opinion. Even though the book series is amazing world building, the book for me personally is a bit boring. Don't get mad at me, Lord of the Rings fans, as I'm not a book nerd. The real reason is because I'm not a book nerd. I'm not like a big fan of reading a bunch of books, obviously. I only bought the Lord of the Rings series because Lord of the Rings is a special book, obviously. And because I watched the movies, I always wanted to read the books. And that's why I bought the series, obviously. And I'm about halfway through Return of the King. Obviously, I'll finish it in a good, I don't know, sometime in October I'll finish Return of the King, obviously. But the book from series for me is a bit dry and it's a bit boring for me personally. I'm just saying my opinion here. So don't get mad at me, Lord of the Rings fans. Okay, don't get mad at me. Because I know Lord of the Rings Tolkien fans are fucking crazy. You diss Tolkien, they go all over you. And I told you, Last of Us, I'm telling you right now, once you get the book in your mail, the print in your mail, or you read it on your laptop, if you get the ebook, you're gonna order takeout while you're reading. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you a lot of these book nerds, a lot of you fans out there, even the people who are not book nerds, I guarantee you once they read my book, if they buy the ebook or the print, they read the ebook on their laptop. You guys are gonna read. You're gonna read the prologue. Okay, let's see how good this book really is. You read the prologue. The prologue's pretty good. You start chapter 1, Young Tak. Oh my god, this is pretty interesting. You're gonna be like, oh my god, this is fucking interesting. I'm gonna order takeout. You're gonna get takeout. You're gonna go to the store, get food, get takeout, read the book. Because the book is so interesting. Some people might even get a beer. They might go in the backyard, sit on the deck, have a nice beer, and read my book. My book is an amazing book, man. You're looking at the best fantasy novel ever written. Yes, even better than J.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. I wouldn't be this cocky if my book wasn't as good. Trust me. Last of Us is a better series than the Lord of the Rings, man. Lord of the Rings has better world. I keep saying that. No book can top Lord of the Rings world building, but Last of Us has a better story. And that's why it's a better book, in my opinion. And it'll keep you a lot more hooked than Lord of the Rings. As Lord of the Rings is a bit dry and it's a drag to read. There's a lot of sections in the book that are pretty boring. Obviously. Right, a lot of sections. So sometimes I have to force myself to read like 10 pages, 20 pages because Jared Tolkien goes on a frenzy with his descriptions. He drags on with his descriptions, his info dumps, all these lands, all these characters. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. There's no way you can fully grasp the Lord of the Rings book in one read. No fucking way, man. You have to read it a good like 2-3 times to really, really understand it. And you also have to do a lot of research online. You're gonna have to do a shitload of research online, obviously, and read the book like 2-3 times to really understand. Depending on how good how intelligent your mind is, obviously. Because I wasn't born with an intelligent mind, I have to read Lord of the Rings like 3 times to get like 40% of it. To only get 40% of it, I have to read like 3 times. Whereas if I want to understand like 60% of it, I have to read like 5 times to understand 60% of it. I don't think anyone can understand 100% of it. There's no way you can grasp 100% of Lord of the Rings. But there's some nerds out there who probably grasp a good like 60-70% of the book. Obviously. Who grasp a good 60-70% of the book, obviously. Whereas Last of Us is a much easier book to follow. The plot's a bit complex, but it's a lot easier to follow than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is very tough to follow because J.R.R. Tolkien has all these stuff going on, man. He describes all these. He describes the lands, the trees. He dumps you with more lands, so you have to memorize that. He dumps you with more characters. You turn the page. He dumps you with more characters, more lands. It's crazy. That's very, very, it's tough to follow. It's tough to grasp everything because there's just so much going on. The world building is just so rich and in depth. Hence why I couldn't grasp Lord of the Rings. On my first read, I probably only grasped like 5% of Lord of the Rings. now that I'm going on my second read of Fellowship of the Ring, I probably grasp a good like 50% of the book. Obviously, to me to grasp like 40% of the book, I have to read it like 3 times. For me personally, and for me to get 60% of the book, I have to read it like 5 times, which I'm most likely not going to do. I'm probably going to read Lord of the Rings like 2 to 3 times in my lifetime, man. Because it's not a book I'm going to reread many times. The movies I'll rewatch over a lot of times, but the books I'm not going to reread many times, obviously. 20 minutes here. My next part, I'll say it's part 3. That way you know this is part 2. So I said part 1 in my first video. In this video, I said part 1. I didn't say part 2 in this video. So I'll say part 3 in the beginning of my next part. That way you guys know this video is part 2. That way you're not confused. Because my keyboard isn't working when I want to type in the title. That's how top notch my last one is. You guys are going to order takeout while reading it. And I'm going to take you for a ride, man. A ride like you've never experienced before, man. You're looking at an amazing story, man. Trust me, I've read my book many times. Every time I read, I'm always hooked. Especially Volume 2 and Volume 3. Volume 2 and Volume 3 are amazing volumes. Volume 1's amazing too. But Volume 1 is like the introduction. It's the introduction to the other volumes, pretty much. Volume 1's amazing too, but it's not, in my opinion, it's not as good as Volume 2 and Volume 3. Obviously. But Volume 1's also amazing. It's an amazing volume. You look at something amazing, obviously. Right, and it's because of my last one saying this book, I'm going to make my billions. Me and my wife are going to make a good like $9 billion off the book sales. $9 billion in royalties. You're looking at, I don't know, $30 billion in sales around there. The whole world buying it. $30 billion in sales. Me and SkySource and Ivan and Lulu will pay a good like $12 billion in taxes. And so I'll be boosting the economy of Vancouver and all that stuff. Hence why I'm going to receive hundreds of millions in tax returns. Because I'm going to pay billions in taxes. And then the 18 billion is split, obviously. So I don't know, I'll make a good like 9.5 and Lulu might make like 6.87 billion or something like that. The profit is split. Because you're looking at a good like 30 billion in sales for my book sales. And then Lulu takes 40%. Lulu will make a good, I don't know, 6.5 billion or something like that. And I'll make it like 9.5 billion or something like that. Lulu might make 7 billion and I might make like 9.5 billion. 6.8, I might make 9.5 billion or something like that. Around that range, right? I'm estimating here. Around that 8, now realistically speaking, you're looking around that 8-9 billion range. Me and my wife are going to make in royalties. Because me and my wife are going to be loaded. And Lulu will be making the billions too. And you're fucking welcome. And PayPal will be making a couple $100 million off my royalties too. They're going to make like $400 million off my royalties. And you're fucking welcome, PayPal. Hence why PayPal always sends me, I notice on my email, PayPal is always sending me like free $5 gift cards because they know in the future I'm gonna make them their hundreds of millions. Hey, let's give Ivan a $5 gift card, for because we know Ivan's gonna make us hundreds of millions of dollars from his book sales, obviously. Because I'll be getting paid through PayPal on every month. I'm gonna transfer my PayPal money to my Scotiabank account. So me and my wife are gonna be loaded. I'm gonna be rich. And once I get that first check, I'm gonna cry. And I don't know what it's like to I don't know what it's like to have that kind of money, man. That's why my wife will cry. When my wife gets that card, she's most likely gonna tear up or cry because she doesn't know what it's like to be a billionaire. And she doesn't know what it's like to be free. Whereas I'm definitely gonna cry when I get that check because I know what hell I went through just to make this money, man. If it wasn't for the keys and my brilliant creative mind, me and my wife would not be king and queen. We'd be dirty slaves in Hollywood. If it wasn't for my brilliant mind and my Last of Us book and the keys, me and my wife would not have made up billions. Right? Hence why all my notes I took from my book, I'm keeping that as treasures because that's very sacred to me. My Last of Us book is very sacred to me. Obviously. And it's because of that I'm able to start SkySource. And that's why SkySource will be the best brand in the entertainment business, obviously. The SkySource, I'm going to keep saying this. I'm going to end it off with this before I start reading. SkySource, you get your freedom. Whereas in Hollywood, there is no such thing as freedom, man. In Hollywood, you're a dirty fucking slave. So to all you guys out there, you know what I'm saying? To all you, I'm going to say this right now. The cold truth about Hollywood, okay? To all you aspiring actors, to all you C-list actors whose dream is to be a big movie star in Hollywood or a big television star, B-list television star in Hollywood, you want to achieve that dream, go right ahead. Your chances of getting in is very, very similar. You have a 1% chance getting in. I'm just estimating here. There's a 1% chance you'll make it into the Hollywood system, obviously. I'm just saying, once you make it into the Hollywood system, You'll find out very quickly. Remember how I said in my in my self-published traditional publishing video, how once you step into everything looks good, you wear your nice suit, you're excited. Once you sit in that room and the CEO discusses deals, remember how I said their true nature comes out? Well, it's the same situation in Hollywood. Once everything is all cool, I don't know, you have an agent, you do an audition, obviously. They say, hey, you know what I'm saying, you're casted for the role, everything is all nice. Once you step into the CEO's office, that's when the true nature comes. You find out very quickly that you have to sell your soul to be famous and rich. That's how it works in Hollywood. If you want to be famous and rich in Hollywood, so all you see is actors who want to be a famous Hollywood movie star, a famous beast actor, television star. Being famous and wealthy is nice, obviously. It's nice to have money, obviously. I'm just saying that once you're in the Hollywood system, there's no getting out. And once you're in that system, you don't get your freedom. You're rich, but you no longer have freedom. The companies own you and you're a dirty slave, and you don't have freedom. So in exchange for them paying you millions of dollars, they now own your soul. They own you, and they own you, and you're not free. You don't know what you're doing. So even though you're rich, you never know what it's like to be free. Obviously, right? In other words, you sold your soul for what? You chose to make money instead of being free. You sold your soul for money, obviously. And trust me, being free is worth a lot more than having money, man. Take it from me. Even though I'm poor right now, it's an amazing feeling to have your freedom, man. Hence why I'm paying this fee to get my freedom and to be rich. Being rich, every free person's dream is to be rich, obviously. But to be rich, you have to pay a price. And every rich person's dream is to be free. But in order to be free, you no longer be rich anymore. Hence, it's either you're rich and you're not free, or you're free and you're not rich. That's how it works in this world. You can't have both. It's either you have one or the other, obviously, right? Hence why Ivan O'Meara is a lucky one, because I'm not only going to be rich, I'm also going to be free. And that's why all those Hollywood actors envy me so much, because Ivan is a lucky one who didn't bow the knee to the Hollywood system. He paid this fee, he suffered death, he saved his wife, and now he's a multi-billionaire, he has financial control, and he's also free. Whereas all these Hollywood celebrities, yeah, they're rich and they're living a glamorous life. Everything looks nice on camera, but I guarantee you, behind the scenes, they're fucking miserable because they sold their soul for fame and fortune. They're not free. They don't have freedom. That's every celebrity's dream is to have their freedom, obviously. The money's nice. They love having the money, obviously. It's nice to have a lot of money, but oh my god, even though having a lot of money is nice, I wish I was free. Because there's nothing worse than being rich and not having freedom, and you're a dirty fucking slave because you sold your soul for fame and fortune. Obviously. Hence why VJ cries tears every night, because she can't see me, obviously. At the same time, she doesn't know what it's like to have freedom. Before she sold out, she knew what it was like to have freedom, obviously, when she was young. But the moment she sold out, she lost that freedom. Yeah, she's rich and she has money, which is nice, but she's no longer free. She's a dirty slave. She's a porn star, obviously. She's a slave. That's why she cries tears at night, because she can't see me, obviously. At the same time, she knows she got duped and she wants her freedom so bad, obviously. The one thing, I guarantee the VJ's one dream is to see Ivan, obviously, and get her freedom and to be rich, too. She obviously is, because it's nice to be rich, too. She wants to be rich, too, with Ivan, obviously. At the same time, she also wants her freedom. Because VJ doesn't have her freedom. There's no such... VJ doesn't know what it's like to have freedom. That's why once I see her, she's going to cry her eyes out. Because she's finally going to know what it's like to be free and rich. As there's no such thing as being free and rich in this world. Either you're rich and you're not free, or you're free and you're not rich. That's how it works in this world. You want to be rich in this world, you have to pay a price. Especially in Hollywood. If you want to be a Hollywood star, a famous celebrity, a famous musician, model, actor, you know what I'm saying, comedian, stand-up comedian, if you want to be all that, you have to pay a price, man. None of these guys made this money for free, man. As in this world, you have the gatekeepers, obviously. The stepfathers are the ultimate gatekeepers, but within every branch of business, within every level branch of business, you have gatekeepers. And once this specific person hits a certain level of success, where he's getting very popular, they're going to end up being one of the gatekeepers, and they're going to have to sell their soul and pay a price to make that money. So in return, you sell your soul to the gatekeepers, they open the door for you, and then you make your money, but the gatekeepers now own you. You're no longer free. You sold your soul for wealth and what? Wealth and finances, obviously. For wealth and freedom. For wealth and fame. Hence, even though being famous and having a lot of money is nice, it's nice to have money. Obviously, there's nothing worse than having a lot of money and you sold your soul and you're miserable. So even though you go on vacation, you buy your nice car, you know what I'm saying? You're miserable because you sold your soul. Hence, was it really worth it? Obviously, was even though you're free and you're making, I don't know, $6,000 a year. Yeah, you're not rich, but you're making a decent living for yourself. But you're happy because you're free. Hence, why having freedom is worth a lot more than having a lot of money. Obviously, having a lot of money is nice. Everyone in this world wishes they can be rich. Obviously, having a lot of money is nice, believe me. But I'd rather be free and not rich than be rich and not have my freedom. No way. But being rich and being free is obviously everyone's ultimate dream because you're getting the best of both worlds. But I told you, there's no such thing as being rich and free in this world. It's either you're free and you're not rich, or you're rich and you're not free. That's how it works in this world. I don't know. Should I babble on for another 30 minutes and I could just do my. It's more interesting when I babble on, right? Yeah. What I'll do is I'll babble on for another 30 minutes. I'll do my Lord of the Rings chapter 5 tomorrow. So I don't feel like reading it today. It's more interesting when I babble on, anyways, right? Yeah. So I decide I'll just do my Lord of the Rings read along. So all you Lord of the Rings fans, you're not going to angry with me. I'll do my Lord of the Rings read along tomorrow. I'll start chapter 5. I don't feel like reading it today because I'm a little sick. When I'm a little sick, I don't like reading. I don't feel like reading Lord of the Rings. I'd rather just babble on. You guys prefer when I babble on for an hour and 30 minutes anyways, right? And hence why my wife is waiting for me. Because what's interesting when I talk about this stuff, the price for fame, Ivan, it's very interesting. Thank you. I guarantee you I guarantee you even a lot of C-list actors, they're like, thank you, Ivan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know how bad it really was in Hollywood. Yeah, man. All these Hollywood celebrities who you see, their life looks amazing. They're rich. They're famous. But I guarantee you a lot of them are depressed and miserable because they sold their soul for fame and fortune. As there's nothing worse than having a lot of money. Having a lot of money is nice, but there's nothing worse than having a lot of money and you're miserable. You're depressed and you're miserable because you sold your soul. The gatekeepers own you. The companies own you, pretty much. There's nothing worse than not having your freedom, man. Was even though you make $6,000 a year, yeah, you're not rich, you're making a good living, but at least you're free and you're happy. Obviously, right? But I told you, every rich person's dream is to be free, and every free person's dream is to be rich. But to be rich, you have to pay a price in this world. Let's show my camera here.